There is a quiet problem destroying a lot of men's lives. It's not addiction, not failure, not even conflict. It's weak boundaries. And most men don't even realize they have them. They think they're being patient, loving, easygoing, understanding. But what actually is happening is something very different. They are allowing behavior that slowly erodes their lives. Weak boundaries don't create peace. They create resentment, chaos, and quiet misery. And eventually, they destroy the very relationships you are trying to protect. Let's talk about why men tolerate this and what it actually costs. So, we're going to reveal what weak boundaries really are. Most people misunderstand boundaries. A boundary is not control, a boundary is clarity. It simply answers three questions. What will I allow? What will I not allow? What will I do if the line is crossed? The last part is the one most men avoid. They say things like, please don't do that, but when it keeps happening, they do nothing. So the message becomes clear. Your words don't mean anything. Weak boundaries are not kindness. They are uncertainty disguised as peacekeeping. And people can feel that. So how do we recognize this? How weak boundaries show up? Weak boundaries rarely look dramatic. They show up in small, everyday ways. A man says yes when he means no. He tolerates disrespect because he doesn't want a fight. He carries responsibilities that belong to someone else. He explains himself over and over, hoping someone will understand. He absorbs the emotional chaos of other people. He avoids hard conversations. And slowly, he becomes exhausted. Not because life is hard, but because he never draws a line. So what is the root? Why men develop weak boundaries? Weak boundaries usually don't start in adulthood. They start in survival. A boy learns very early what keeps the peace. Maybe he grew up in chaos. Maybe anger in the house meant danger. Maybe approval was conditional. So he learns a strategy. Don't rock the boat. Keep everyone happy. Don't upset people. That strategy works when you're young, but as a man, it becomes a trap. You start managing people's emotions instead of managing your life. And eventually, you realize you're responsible for everything but in control of nothing. So what's the reality? The cost of weak boundaries. Weak boundaries come with a price, and it shows up everywhere. First, it shows up as resentment. You give more than you want to give. You tolerate more than you should tolerate, and eventually anger builds inside of you. Second, you get loss of respect. People may not consciously mean to do it, but when your boundaries are weak, people begin to treat you accordingly, not because they're evil, but because the line keeps moving. And third is emotional exhaustion. You carry the stress that doesn't belong to you. You try to solve problems that aren't yours to solve. And the fourth is relationship damage. Now, ironically, the very thing you are trying to avoid, that conflict, eventually explodes. Because resentment eventually finds its way out. And weak boundaries do not create healthy relationships. They slowly poison them. So where's the responsibility? The line actually starts with you. This is where most men want to blame someone else. But the truth is harder. If your boundaries are weak, you allowed it. That doesn't mean others didn't contribute, but responsibility always starts here. No one can enforce a boundary for you. No one can protect your life for you. At some point, a man must decide this is where the line is, not with anger, not with aggression, but with clarity. Jesus actually modeled this constantly. He loved people deeply, but he also walked away from crowds. He said no. He left towns. He refused manipulation. Love does not mean unlimited access to your life. So how do we rebuild? What strong boundaries look like? Healthy boundaries are actually simple. They are calm, clear, consistent. A strong boundary sounds like this. I'm not willing to do that. That doesn't work for me. If this continues, I'm going to step back. No speeches, no over explaining, just clarity. And here's the important part: you must follow through. A boundary without action is just a request. Consistency is what teaches people how to treat you. So, what's the result? What changes when boundaries strengthen? When a man strengthens his boundaries, something surprising happens. Life becomes simpler, not easier, simpler. You stop negotiating your values. You stop absorbing chaos. You stop trying to rescue people from their own choices. And some people will not like this, and that's okay, because something else begins to grow. You get self-respect, you get peace, you get clarity, and the relationships that remain become healthier because they are built on truth instead of appeasement. A steady man is not harsh. He's not controlling. He's not aggressive, but he is clear. He knows where the line is, and he protects the life God gave him with quiet strength. Because weak boundaries don't protect relationships, they slowly destroy them, and a steady man refuses to live that way. If you're trying to become a steadier man in a chaotic world, subscribe. This channel is about learning how to live with clarity, character, and faith in real life. And if this episode hit close to home, watch the next one in this series, because the next step after boundaries is learning how manipulation actually works.